Hey guys, and welcome to Snowbreak Containment Zones. We have Clarina here, a new operative and Fenny's lookalike. She does have kinetic damage as her element, and let's take a look at her whole kit and see if she is actually worth pulling. We'll start off with her standard skill, Twilight's Bite. So this one is a damage in a heal in one skill. Cooldown is 1 second. S energy cost is 6. Definitely a spammable skill. Clarina trolls forward, summoning red velvet bats that attack targets in front, dealing 3 instances of kinetic damage. Upon each hit, she gains 3 crimson charge. When Clarina uses Twilight's Bite, consumes 20% of the current HP. If her current HP is below 20% of max HP, the attack doesn't consume HP but only deals 1 instance of kinetic damage. After Clarina uses standard skill or dodges, she briefly enters vampiric gaze state, during which a well-timed shot or standard skill will be enhanced to Sanguine Burst Fire or Midnight's Bite, respectively. So Sanguine Burst Fire, Clarina glides and quickly fires 15 Sanguine bullets, dealing kinetic damage. Sanguine Burst Fire doesn't consume magazine ammo and doesn't count as a standard skill hit or shot hit, but its damage is counted as a standard skill damage. So she basically combines combines ammo damage and her standard skill to have a standard skill damage. We haven't had this type of operative in a long while, so let's move forward. Each time Sanguine bullets hit a target, Clarina recovers 0.2 U energy and 1 S energy, gain 1 crimson charge, and is granted fixed healing and recovers a certain amount of HP. Fixed healing is not affected by any healing bonus, final healing bonus, healing received effect, or final healing received effect, but it can trigger effects only triggered by healing. Midnight's Bite, Clarina summons a pink velvet swarm that continuously circles targets in front, dealing up to 9 instances of kinetic damage up to 3 targets in the AoE. So with that said, Midnight's Bite counts as a standard skill use, and the damage counts as a standard skill damage. When Midnight's Bite hits a target, Clarina recovers 1 U energy and 5 S energy, gains 6 crimson charge, and grants fixed healing. This effect can only be triggered once per use. Twilight's Bite, for instance, is 60% of Clarina's attack. Sanguine Bullets is going to be 30% of Clarina's attack plus 11. HP recovered is 3 times Clarina's level plus 24. Midnight's Bite is damage per instance is 50% of Clarina's attack plus 95. And lastly, HP recovered by fixed healing of Midnight's Bite is 27 times Clarina's level plus 216. So for neural skills, Clarina also enters a vampiric state when Midnight's Bite ends, and Clarina receives healing from another operative, increase the HP recovery bonus from Nectar Vitae by 100%. So this skill is clearly a lot to digest. My takeaway here is this one really combines a lot of elements to it, including ammo use, use of skill, in terms of standard skill damage. But definitely the character is still a skill DPS character. They just made use of the gun because in past characters, the most comment that it usually gets for skill DPS characters is there is no gun use anymore. It's usually direct to the skill. But now I appreciate that they're doing this because it creates a going back mechanic in terms of the previous one, wherein you use your skill but you also still use your ammo in terms of the skill for your standard skill damage. So again, a great a great concept. But let's see, as we take a look at the support skill, Nocturne Squall. This one is a damage and control. Cooldown is 15 seconds. Energy cost is 15 as well. Clarina tosses her parasol forward, dealing 10 instances of kinetic damage up to 5 targets within a circular area in front. Nocturne Squall per instance is 60% of Clarina's attack plus 95. And for the neural skill, when Nocturne Squall ends, inflicts 1 instance of stun To all targets within AoE for 3 seconds, increase the number of attacks Nocturne Squall to 15. And this one is going to be the ultimate skill, Flurry of Moonthorns. This is a damage and a heal skill. Cooldown is 10, U energy cost is 0. Clarina wields her special designed Parasol Fussil, consuming Crimson Charge, to fire Rose Shade shots in the direction aimed, dealing kinetic damage upon hit and granting her fixed healing. Each shot consumes 24 Crimson Charge. When Crimson Charge is insufficient, Clarina exits the Parasol Fussil stance. While in Parasol Fussil stance, Clarina has an anti-interruption ability and her attack direction cannot be controlled. Dodging will exit the stance early. Flurry of Moonthorns cooldown starts after she exits Parasol Fussil stance. This ultimate skill animation can be dispelled as well. So there are a lot of modifiers here for the first to third, fourth, fifth shots in terms of Flurry of Moonthorns, and HP recovered by fixed healing of Rose Shade shots is also here, 27.5 by clearance level plus 220. For the neural skill, each time Clarina uses Sanguine Burst Fire, decreases the cooldown of Flurry of Moonthorns by 3 seconds. Each time Clarina consumes 20% of max Crimson Charge, increases final damage of Rose Shade shots by 20%. This effect can stack, but it's removed upon exiting the Parasol Fussil stance. Then the Devo's alignment is Nectar Vitae. If equipped with a kinetic weapon, for each 10 HP restored when Clarina receives healing, she recovers an extra 1 HP up to 3,000. So she does have a continuous healing of her own. The recovery bonus gradually disappears, decreasing to 70% of the current bonus for each second. Every 100 HP obtained from the recovery bonus increases Clarina's final attack skill damage by 10. For every 100 alignment index, increases her attack by an extra 5%. So for her logistics, this is what she has right now. This is available in the event shop. So this is him. The logistic is at 2 officers increase attack by 24. So mainly her kit is scaling on attack. So that is why she her ideal stat is attack, alignment index, and kinetic damage. So at 3 officers, if equipped by Clarina Crimson Moon, each time she gains Crimson Charge, increase standard skill damage by 75%. For 3 seconds, each time she consumes Crimson Charge, increases ultimate skill damage by 75% as well for 6 seconds. So this is a considerable buff at 75% for each the standard skill and the ultimate skill. For our manifestations, let's check them out. At M1, when Clarina current HP changes, increases kinetic damage by 25%. This is nice because usually your HP fluctuates, so this is going to be, I think, a kind of triggerable at almost every time. Then at M2, you have Rusted Fountain. This is a passive skill again. When equipped with a kinetic weapon, damage dealt by Sanguine Burst Fire and Flurry of Moonthorns ignores 15% of target's defense. Okay, that's nice debuff. At M3, Wilted Courtyard. If Crimson Charge is at least 50% of max when Clarina enters Parasol Fussil stance, increase final damage of that of the Flurry of Moonthorns by 20%. And at M4, these are just increases in terms of her other stats. And at M5, when Clarina receives healing, increase attack by 25% for 2 seconds. Nice. So she really needs a healer, I think. Receives healing, so it should be another operative. For her weapon, this is her signature weapon, Rose Wing. Rosewater Plumage, increased kinetic damage by 18 when equipping operative consumes their own HP. Gains Streak of Rose for 10, increases all skill damage. So that means it includes your passive, your active skill, your standard skill, and your ultimate skill. So this is a nice weapon to have And again, she's gonna be a another skill DPS character that we have. We do have Enya Tempest, who has a nice kit in terms of damage. So far, I think her skill will boil down to really how much, number one, how much damage she deals, especially for bosses, so that she could compete with Enya Tempest. Again, her skill is going to be, from what I see and from what I've played in terms of the trial, the skill is actually good in terms of clearing mobs for a boss. I'm not sure that obviously the damage would be significant, but I'm not sure if she is at par with Enya Tempest. I would not bet on against Enya Tempest because her burst damage for her ultimate is actually that big. But at this point, guys, my take on her is number one, if you like her kit, go on, pull for her kit. Her skill mechanic is actually is definitely different from Enya Tempest. You might enjoy this, especially if you want a incorporation between your standard skill and your ballistic damage in terms of ammo. And also, you might want a new character for your what do you call this? For your skill DPS. But at this point, first glance, first impressions, I don't think she's going to be overtaking Enya Tempest. So basically, you get her for the variety, for the different, different kind of skill DPS, or you get her because you like her, basically. Again, that is more or less my recommendation. I would also get her for a collection purposes, but we will have to see her build if she's really at par with Enya Tempest, or I don't think she's gonna be going over Enya Tempest. But again, if she's that close, probably really worth getting. We'll see once we go out and build and test her. Thank you guys for staying this far. Take care, stay safe. This is the Warden, and I'm out of here.